Good morning, friends. Welcome to LeggLife, and I can't believe I'm saying this. Welcome to the last day of our 7-night Disney cruise on the Disney Fantasy. But you know what, Sherry, we are not going to focus on that today. No. Because today, we're at Castaway Cay.
Castaway Cay is Disney's private island. It's beautiful, it's remote.
It really is one of our favorite places in the whole world. It's a stop on Disney cruises that we always look forward to. And right from the beginning, let's get something out of the way. It is spelled, of course, Castaway, but then it's spelled C-A-Y. And we hear a lot of people pronounce it Castaway Cay. Just so you know, the word C-A-Y in the Bahamas is pronounced like Key, K-E-Y. So it is Castaway Cay. We're gonna go get breakfast, and then we're gonna go explore Castaway Cay. Grabbing a quick breakfast at Cabanas this morning. Grabbed a few things, grabbed a croissant, a couple different kinds of sausage, some fruit, some potatoes, and of course, a Mickey waffle. Well, that was delicious. Just walked outside on the deck here at Cabanas, and you can see beautiful, beautiful Castaway Cay right here in front of us. The ship pulls right up to the island. You can see there are a number of beaches. Just to kind of give you an idea, these areas over here, this is Family Beach. There's another Family Beach over there. It's kind of hard to see, but there's like a water feature out here, like a big in-the-water playground, basically. And then there's more beaches back over there. If you're going on one of the fishing excursions or one of the boat excursions, those actually leave from right here. Where you'd get off the ship would be just up kind of over in this area. Then you'd get on a tram, a shuttle, and it would take you to the different spots of the island. Now there's another part of the island that we're actually going to go to today called Serenity Bay, and Serenity Bay is the adults only part of the island. It's 18 plus, and it's actually on the other side. You can't really see it from here, but we'll show you that when we get over there. But what a beautiful day at Castaway. Sherry, on a scale from 1 to free banana soft serve ice cream, how excited are you to go to Castaway today?
Free banana soft serve ice cream.
That's a lot, because that is the most excited one can possibly ever be. Look, the lights here on the Fantasy have Tim Tracker mustaches. How many of you guys remember Tim with that mustache? Here we are, officially walking onto Castaway Cay. And a lot of time, as soon as you get off the ship, they actually have characters. And right here we have Chip and Dale, or if you watched our Paris videos and saw us in Disneyland Paris, you know that they are called Tick and Tack. And then right here we have the Castaway Cay post office. And in front of the post office, you can see Daisy taking photos. Just a couple minutes off the ship here at Castaway, you're gonna come to cargo handling, which is actually the first shuttle stop. It's where you'll get on the tram that will take you to the other locations around the island. And there are a lot of great places to get photos and videos of the ship, but here at cargo handling, where you get on the tram, is a really good one because you kind of get the whole ship in the distance. They actually do have a Disney photographer right here as well, and it has that iconic Castaway Cay sort of photo frame with the ship in the background.
See you later and have fun.
So you guys, we just got out to Serenity Bay, and I had heard rumors that the beach was different since the hurricane, and I cannot believe how much different the beach is. There's like half the amount of beach, probably even less than that, than there used to be. Like, the beach used to go out way down to here, but now it comes up so far. I absolutely cannot believe it. We ended up finding a few chairs a little ways down the beach, but the location is perfect. So I think Sherry and Desi and Maddie are gonna sit here, enjoy the sunshine. I am getting in the water. You can see Desi and Sherry down there living their best life. And the beach is super packed. I will say the changes in the beach here at Serenity Bay make the beach seem much more crowded because there's less beach space, but there's the same amount of people.
A song I wrote about a girl that used to work on one of these cruise ships, and she was from Kentucky. The song's called Kentucky Girl. I hope you like it. It's just my silly mind playing tricks on me.
Here at Serenity Bay, they serve us a barbecue for lunch. It's always one of our favorite meals of the entire trip. You can see we have things like German potato salad, coleslaw, tomatoes, and red onion salad. There's couscous, then we have a bunch of cheese and veggies for burgers and hot dogs. And then as far as hot foods they have here, we have barbecue pork ribs, we have a lemon marinated chicken, corn on the cob down there, and then of course you can order burgers, hot dogs, steaks. There is so much food. And then on this side, we have veggie burgers. They do have hot dogs. They have the mahi-mahi over here, as well as sauerkraut. There's all sorts of fresh fruit. There's salad stuff. There's dressing over here. Everything you could possibly want. And once you've finished the awesome barbecue they have here, they have desserts, all sorts of desserts. They have chocolate chip cookies, pineapple muffin bars, banana bread, And of course, soft serve ice cream, chocolate, banana, and vanilla. And I have a confession. I saw my friend Aaron do this earlier and I stole his idea. So I grabbed a drink cup, filled it up with banana ice cream, put some banana bread on top, and one of those pineapple muffins. Yeah, that looks absolutely perfect. Sherry, yeah. Did you have fun at Castaway today?
I did.
Get a little bit of sun?
A lot of sun.
Sat in the water for a while?
I did.
Cookies barbecue and cookies too.
Before we head back to the ship, we're gonna do a little bit of shopping here by the seashore. Look at what kind of Castaway Cay items, magnets, ornaments, pins they may have. Here's some of the Castaway Cay pins they have. We actually have this one. I wish they had Castaway pins that had the year on there though. All of these, I mean, this is the DCL 2020 pin. We'll probably end up getting that one as well. But none of the Castaway pins are year specific, which is a little bit of a bummer because we'd like to buy one every year. And as far as ornaments, they have these Castaway ornaments. Again, no year on these, but you could easily write 2020 on the bottom of those. They do have 2020 ornaments on the ship, so we'll definitely get one of those. Looks like the only 2020 Castaway ornament they have is the Castaway Challenge. I think we actually got this our last time here. They have all sorts of beach towels and beach blankets for sale as well outside here. You don't need to bring your own beach towel because they have beach towels as soon as you get off the ship, but if you wanted like a souvenir one to bring home, they have these. And just so you know, these price-wise, $24.99 for the beach towels. Heading back to the ship at the end of day at Castaway. Back on the ship, we have showered, we have changed, we have washed the salt water from Castaway Cay off of us. Now we are dressed and we are going to Palo for dinner tonight. You guys know we've talked about this on a lot of our cruise videos. We love, love, love booking Palo for the last night of the cruise. It's just such a special dinner to end a cruise experience. Here we are at Palo for dinner. Walking in now. We actually have the same server tonight. His name is Ritesh, as we had yesterday at brunch. So yesterday I walked you through the Palo brunch menu. Here's the Palo dinner menu. They have a couple different options on here. There's the wine experience right up here, which is an extra $65 per person. Just so you know, normal Palo dinner is $40 a person. So they have the wine. Then we walk down here through the appetizers, the salads, the soups. We have the pasta dishes, some of those traditional Italian pasta dishes over here, vegetarian dishes, meat dishes, and fish dishes. As always, the menu of Palo, impressive. Starting our Palo experience with a tasting from the chef, we have a gnocchi in here that looks delicious. This is one of the best parts about the entire Palo experience. They have the most amazing Antipasti Tray that comes around. You guys, so good. Look at that. Look at all of the bread. So we've started to pick apart the antipasti plate, but look at all the amazing things on here. We have roasted red peppers over here, artichoke, olives, prosciutto. This is like a beef prosciutto, I believe. We have balsamic vinegar in there, Maddie dipping her bread and everything. We also got a bread tray over there. Here's what my plate looks like. It is awesome. Appetizer has come out. I started with the cioppino. You can see, look at all of that amazing seafood in that red sauce. Sherri went with caprese. It's got the loaf of mozzarella there, heirloom tomatoes, topped off with that balsamic vinegar.
So we just got our second round of appetizers. I went with the calamari and the jumbo shrimp. I don't know if you guys can see this, but for scale, here is the fork. This is a jumbo shrimp. And this calamari looks amazing. We have marinara, I think he said, and this is like a lemon garlic sauce. It looks amazing.
Ritesh, our server, just brought us a palate cleanser, a little bit of sorbet with a blueberry to get us ready for our entrees that are on the way. Dinner is served. My goodness, you guys, I got the beef tenderloin topped with a gorgonzola sauce. It looks so good. They're on top of potatoes. I also went with scallops. Look at that, Mickey Mouse, delicious. Sherri went with the ossobuco. Looks like you have, what is that, cheese polenta? Risotto?
Some kind of risotto, yeah.
Oh my gosh, falling off the bone. Maddie over here went with the pappardelle pasta. Big pieces of lobster in there. Desi went with the same thing I did. Dinner looks amazing. If you don't order the souffle, did you ever even really go to Palo? This, a highlight of every single Disney cruise. If you have not come to Palo and had the souffle, you absolutely have to. I went with the chocolate one. Sherri went with the amaretto one. They both look so good. All right, friends, we just finished dinner at Palo. Super, super good, absolutely delicious. Palo is always a good experience. And as I said after the brunch, $40 a person for that kind of experience, I think is an amazing, amazing deal. We never regret doing it, and I think it's the perfect way to end a cruise. So if you're going on a Disney cruise, looking for a night through Palo, do the last night. It's a special way to end a cruise. But we actually do have one question I want to ask Maddie, because you guys, this was Maddie's first Disney cruise. It's her first time at Palo doing brunch, first time at Palo doing dinner, and a lot of you guys ask us, you say, which do you like more, brunch or dinner? So I'm going to share with you my thoughts, but as somebody who's just been on a Disney cruise for the first time, first Palo experiences, brunch one day, dinner the next, let's see what Maddie thinks. Was there one that you preferred over the other?
I don't know. I think I really enjoyed both experiences. If you have the money, I would definitely do both. If I had to choose one, I would say brunch, only because there was just so much more of a variety of things to eat. And the portions were a little bit smaller too, so you could eat more of the different types of foods. But I think dinner, I mean, don't get me wrong, dinner was also phenomenal.
All right, Desi, you've been on a couple cruises with us?
Yes.
You've been to Palo on all of them, I think, right?
Yeah.
You've done dinner, you've done brunch. Give us your thoughts.
You know, I would say I love the dinner because of the overall experience of it. Because it is an experience. I mean, from how the service is done and the beverages and the food and how it comes out, it's the best. Like, you can't go wrong. But for me, I love breakfast. I love brunch. And so their brunch for me is just hands down the best.
Sherri, what do you think?
I would go dinner, but I do agree with them. I think if you can do both, because they are completely different experiences and they were both amazing. I'm not a big breakfast person in general, and so for me, it's, I don't know, I prefer the dinner. I think the dinner is just like a really great experience.
So I've shared this on vlogs before. I prefer dinner. However, Maddie said something that I had never considered before that I think is actually really interesting. She talked about the sizes of portions at brunch, and I'm thinking back to it. And at dinner, you have like 5 or 6 things that you try throughout the course of dinner. At brunch, you probably have 15 or 20 things that you try because the portions are smaller. So that is actually something I'd never considered before, but I agree with everybody. If you can do both brunch and you can do dinner, do them both. You are not gonna be disappointed, especially for this cost. You will never find, I don't think, an experience like this quality with the food and the service for that cheap of a price. Do both if you can. If you can only do brunch, you can only do dinner, you're not gonna be disappointed with anything. Sherri Beth, Palo is done amazing.
So good.
You guys, it really is one of our favorite experiences while cruising with Disney. It never disappoints. So there is something on every single Disney cruise that we've ever been on that always brings about depression and sadness. It's when you are walking through the halls and you see people put their luggage outside the door. Just got back into our stateroom. Our final towel animal, I don't know what it is, but it has 2 chocolate eyes that look delicious, so I'll go ahead and take those. We actually now have to pack because we have to have our suitcases outside our door within the next like hour and a half or so. So we're gonna try to get that taken care of, get our suitcases out there, and enjoy the rest of our last night here on the Disney Fantasy on this cruise. We're kind of doing that last minute buying spree, trying to get ornaments and stuff. Desi's doing the exact same thing. We've got a few things here. You'll see all those in a cruise haul video coming up soon. So I just had one of the coolest experiences of the entire ship, and honestly one that for the last 7 days I've been wanting to have, and I hadn't had the chance yet. We actually had somebody on board that is kind of a big deal. You know, no, is a really big deal. Her name is Ashley Eckstein, and Ashley is huge in the Star Wars world. She actually voiced one of the characters, one of the main characters in Clone Wars. Her voice also appeared in Rise of Skywalker, which I think is the coolest thing. But the thing that Sherri and I actually know her the most from is that she started a company called Her Universe. And Her Universe now is carried in Disney parks, at Disney shops. It is the coolest line of clothing, accessories, and other items. And she's actually been on this ship. She took over some of the Disney Cruise Line social media. And so she's been cruising with her parents. We knew that she was on the ship because you guys, so many of you tagged us in the comments of her Instagram posts once she started posting about it. And so we've known that she was on board for 7 days. We just haven't seen her. And so we were walking through the lobby. There she was. I had to say hello to her. You guys, I didn't vlog any of it because honestly it was just a few seconds of interaction as we passed. But she was, even in that brief moment, very kind, very nice to even take a few seconds out of her day to say hello. So I just loved that because I was hoping that would happen on this trip. And it did. Somehow, we got our bags packed and in the hallway by 10:28, 2 minutes before the 10:30 cutoff. The See You Real Soon party here in the lobby atrium is one of the last times you get to see all of the amazing Disney characters. So we just left the See You Real Soon deck show, and you guys, we actually have a pretty cool opportunity that we've never had before as we've cruised with Disney, because we have some friends who are sailing Concierge. Now, we have never sailed that, and they asked if we wanted to see their room before we left to kind of see what it's like to be able to tell you guys and show you. So let's go check it out. This is pretty cool. I will say, even at first glance, the hallways, much nicer, beautiful. This is the Concierge Lounge that they have access to. So the last night of the cruise is always, I don't know, it's always filled with a lot of different emotions. There's kind of the joy looking back on what the week was. There's the sadness because things are coming to an end. But one of the things that we have been talking about a lot this cruise, you know, we make videos to try to inform you guys on what to expect from a Disney cruise experience. We make videos trying to give you tips and tricks on what to enjoy. But Sherri and I were actually talking earlier today that there's something that we actually have not ever talked to you guys about that I think on this cruise, probably more than any other, has been apparent to us. And that's the relational aspect of cruising with Disney. Because, see, here's the reality is that this cruise ends in like 12 hours. We're getting off, I'm sorry, we're getting off the ship and like this cruise is done. But one of the coolest things about cruising with Disney or cruising just kind of anywhere you go, any travel, any adventure, is that along the way you meet people and it's relationships that actually continue after a vacation or an experience is over, right? And so if you had a kid that was in kids club or you had a teen that was in any of the teens clubs, the reality is that they made friends with other people that they will keep in contact with. They made friends with counselors. You might have gotten to know your stateroom host really well or your dining team really well. There's people that you encountered along the way that made your vacation more meaningful, right? It's not just about the things that you did. And I think on this cruise, we've been more aware of that probably than any other trip we've taken. Partly because so many of you guys came up to us on this cruise. Like, so many of you took photos with us and said hello and said how much our videos have meant.
And we got to like sit down and chat with a lot of you.
I think of like Betty, who we talked to today at lunch. We got to meet Betty and talk with her.
And Sue.
Betty and Sue. They actually changed their cruise plans to be on this cruise with us. I think about Stacy and Jay, who we got to meet from Indiana. We have mutual friends with them. It was cool to see them in person. And there were just like so many of you, Olivia and Addison, like the little girls who made the ears that matched Sherri's.
So amazing.
Just like so many of you guys that made our trip so special. And that's what's so cool is that those are the things that continue after a trip or a cruise is over. And before we end this video, I do want to introduce you guys to a few people who have made this so fun for us. Because the reality is that we have a lot of small talk. Is that what you'd say?
Yeah.
Conversations with people, right? Where are you from? Tell us your name. We want to know a little bit about you.
Like 10-15 minutes kind of thing.
But on this cruise, we actually got to spend like a lot of time. Like a lot of time with a few people. And what's really cool is that we actually, so you're gonna meet 3 people, Auburn, Emma, and Sarah. We actually met Auburn at our meet and greet. She came to meet and greet in Orlando. So we got to meet her and then told us that she and her family were on this cruise with us. And I think it's just so cool because, again, as I said, like the trip ends tomorrow morning. Like Disney forces us off the ship because it's illegal for us to stay. But what's cool is that after the cruise is over, like we get to stay in contact with people like them and like relationship continues. And ultimately, Sherri and I say this a lot on our channel that I think ultimately it really is like people that like make the adventure of life so cool and so worth it. So they're the ones who are going to show us the room that they're in. They're cruising Concierge, which is like super awesome, and I can't wait for you guys to see this room because it's very, very nice, and I think a lot of you guys are interested in seeing this. And so first I want to introduce them to you, and then let's check out this room. All right, friends, here we have, would you guys just introduce yourselves here?
Hi, I'm Auburn. I'm Emma. I'm Sarah.
How long have you guys been watching our channel?
Oh God, over a year. We found you guys actually through Disney Cruise Vlogs.
Confession, I also have spent most of the cruise trying to get Auburn to start a YouTube channel because You guys, here's what I'll say. You guys think that we know a lot about Disney cruising. You guys message us Disney cruise questions and you want like tips and advice from us. I have probably learned more from her when it comes to Disney cruising than I have. Like, there are things that she told me that I didn't know were true about cruising with Disney. So maybe someday that channel will happen. I don't know. If it does, we will let you know when her channel starts, so you guys can actually go learn stuff about Disney that even we don't know. Now, let's look at this room. So just so you guys know, their stateroom is 12,004 here on the Disney Fantasy. And one thing I think that's really awesome is, you guys, the Walter E. Disney Suite is right next door to them. How cool is that? Another thing that is so cool about these rooms, yeah, they have a doorbell. Are you kidding me? And so you walk into this room. You can also see finishes in here, kind of like in the hallway. Much, much nicer. Here in the closets, they do also provide you 3 Disney Cruise Line robes in the closet. There's also 3 pairs of like the little house shoe slippers down there. So they also have the split bath, kind of like our room did as well. One of the big differences, probably the main difference, maybe the only difference, you can see the finish in here. There is kind of this pink marble-ish looking tile on the wall. Different finish here on the sink, but it still has the 2 shelves, still has the sink, still has the toilet in the first bathroom. And then in the second bathroom, it's also somewhat similar, but there is a big difference. Hi guys. Big difference in here, because look at the shower. This is awesome. It's rounded. It has the rainfall shower here. You can see this pulls out like that. Also, another big difference, I'm 6'2". The showers in our room, like my head is touching the ceiling, which is a little bit weird. However, in here, like there's like 2 inches, maybe 3 inches gap between my head and the ceiling. So if you're a taller person and you're looking for space in the shower and you don't want to like go to the spa showers, something like this might be a good option for you. Also, I just saw that they have this. They have like built-in shelves in here, but you can still see that they have the clotheslines that you can pull out and across. Walking into the room, the hallway right here is probably at the narrowest point, because this is where the rounded shower comes out. 2 closets over here, and then the room has a bed as well. It also has a chair over here, which is kind of a cool feature that most cruise rooms do not. Oh, you guys, they also said that you get a pillow menu when you check in, and you can choose what kind of pillow you want. Can you also choose what kind of pillowcase you want?
Yeah.
Super fancy. Over here, you can see a little bit bigger of a gap in the room. So this is nice, because the room I don't think is any wider than our room was, but it is longer, and so there is like a gap here, which is kind of nice because it feels like there's space in the room. And then over here, again, just like different finishes than in the other rooms, still quite a bit of storage space. The couch pulls out into a queen bed, which is nice, except look how weird this is, because you can't use any of these drawers when the bed is pulled out, and this isn't usable. That's just, and you can't get to your veranda, so I don't know, that's a little bit strange to me, I guess. One more thing that is different here in these rooms is that there's the TV here, kind of the standard Disney size TV, but then also look at this big fancy TV at the end of the bed. I love that. That's actually kind of cool. One other feature this room has that I've not seen on Disney Cruise before, there's actually a DVD player in here, and they do have a library of DVD movies in the Concierge Lounge that you could go and rent. So if you didn't want to watch, I don't know, any of the on-demand movies on the TV, you wanted to either bring DVDs or get some from the library, that is an option as well. All right, Auburn, what is this stateroom called? Like, what kind of class of stateroom is this?
This is called a family ocean view stateroom with veranda in the concierge level.
Noticeably nicer. As you guys saw, even walking down the hall, the second you step into like the hallway, it just feels like an elevated experience. Having the lounge available is pretty cool. I would say, I don't know, I think kind of like probably for all cruisers with Disney, it's important for you to figure out what works best for your family, right? Like what kind of room do you need? What kind of service you're looking for? What kind of experience are you wanting to have? Because not every experience fits every family. And so just wanted to take a second and show you guys they were so generous to invite us up here and let us see this room. We'd never seen one of these rooms on any of our cruises. So love getting to see this in person. Hopefully it helps some of you who are thinking about possibly cruising concierge on a future Disney cruise know maybe what to expect. So we just got back to our stateroom on the final night, getting ready to go to sleep for the last time here in the Disney Fantasy. And one of the things you always are given by Disney is basically this guest survey. Now you guys, this really is important. Disney takes these very, very seriously. And if you see like the whole inside, it's just lots of questions like this, and there's more and more on the inside. Everything from your dining experience to your stateroom experience, entertainment experience. So definitely take time to fill this out. But I wanted to show you, I'm filling ours out right now, and I'm so excited, you guys, because for the first time ever, this question that says, on which Disney ships have you previously sailed, if any? I can now say the Disney Magic, the Disney Dream, the Disney Wonder, and on the very next time I fill one of these out, I can say the Disney Fantasy, because we have now sailed on all 4 Disney ships.
Good morning, friends. It is the last morning on the ship, which is the saddest morning of all. And Adam actually, per usual, has this idea that if he just stays in bed, then they can't make him leave. What do you think, Adam?
I'm staying here. They cannot remove me. This is where I live now. And if you're wondering how breakfast works the last day, Cabanas, the buffet, is not open. Basically, your only option is this breakfast dining rotation that they do on the last morning, and it's based on the restaurant you had dinner at on the last night of your cruise. So for us, obviously, we went to Palo, but we were supposed to go to Royal Court. So you can see right here, we had second seating at Royal Court, so our breakfast is going to be at 8 a.m. Now, when booking your dinner time, whether it's first dinner or second dinner, that might be something to take into account, because if you had first dinner at Royal Court, you would be having breakfast at 6:45 in the morning. Gross. So second dinner does mean you get a little bit later breakfast on the last morning. First dinner means you have an early breakfast, and then obviously once your breakfast is over, you can stay around the ship. I don't know the exact time everybody has to be off. I feel like it's like 9:30 or something, but there's not really anything going on around the ship. So once you finish breakfast, basically you just kind of leave. We got our last bag packed as we're taking off the ship. Sherri Beth, why don't you say goodbye to stateroom 9049?
Goodbye, stateroom 9049.
Another awesome stay in an inside stateroom here on Disney Cruise Line. But unfortunately, we're getting to the point where they're probably forcefully going to force us off the ship, so we need to get to breakfast. Breakfast is finished, and now maybe the saddest moment of any Disney cruise as we get ready to leave the ship. Well, we are officially off the Disney Fantasy. We've got our bags. Now we are in the customs line, which is kind of crazy long this morning. Well, we are back where we started, the parking garage here at Port Canaveral. We're about to get a rental car and head home, ending this vacation. Sherri, how was the cruise?
So good.
You guys, we had so much fun, and we're gonna do a full cruise review video coming up soon, so look for that. As always, thanks so much for hanging out with us. Thanks so much for being a part of our journey and part of our community. We love you guys, and we'll see you on the next LeggLife video.